Hello, Mentor, and welcome to this orientation session for the AMSA Mentorship Program powered by 4MD. My name is Dan. I'm the Manager of Community Development at 4MD, and I lead all of our community management and business development efforts, which includes overseeing the AMSA Mentorship Program. For those of you unfamiliar with AMSA, AMSA is the American Medical Student Association, which represents about 20,000 United States medical students. This mentorship program will exclusively focus on those AMSA members who are medical students. Medical students consistently mention how they seek yet lack mentorship at this critical stage of their careers. Physician mentorship is the most requested benefit of AMSA members, which is why we have partnered with them on this program. So I want to take a moment and thank you for offering to serve as a mentor. Of course, this is for the benefit of medical students, but it is also an opportunity for you to recruit students to your specialty, to your organization, as well as interact with underrepresented students who may not have access to mentors or organizations that you are a part of. And again, I want to thank you for volunteering your time to serve as a mentor. What we're doing here for the AMSA Mentorship Program is really building a comprehensive mentorship community for AMSA members, which will include three things. Thought leadership content sourced by 4MD and our content partners, multimedia resources, as well as one-to-one physician-to-student mentorship. AMSA members have specifically requested mentorship in 5 key topics: preparing for the match, succeeding in residency, wellness strategies, tests and rotations, and career planning. So as I mentioned, we have a number of different content partners that we're working with to supply content in each of these areas, but we're also hoping that you as a mentor can focus your advice on one or more of these areas for the students. A lot of this content, as I said, will be sourced by us and our partners and shared by us. You won't need to do anything for that. We're working with partners such as UNC Gillings School of Public Health, test prep companies such as Board Vitals, nonprofits such as the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention, physician resources like Physician Resource and Nutrition Committee, and many other partners, third-party partners. But your role will be twofold. The first is to create and share content of your own. This could be testimonials of how you decided to pursue your specialty or how you survived a difficult time in residency. And also making yourself available for interviews, question and answers, and panels conducted by myself and other 4MD staff. This will be on an as-needed basis. As part of this program, we understand that you're volunteering, but we do have some expectations. The first is that you will serve as a mentor for 1 year. You will log into the mentorship community at least once per month, and we will remind you if you'd like. Respond to student comments and questions when they might respond to things that you post or information that you share. Accept one-to-one connection requests that students might send to you. Keep it professional. And myself and my team are available 24/7 by email at mentor@4md.com. We can also provide my contact information at the end of this presentation so you have a phone number if that's better for you. We estimate that by serving as a mentor, you will donate about 30 minutes per month of your time. That's the conceptual idea of the program. And now for those of you who are unfamiliar with the 4MD platform, I'm going to go through a brief training of what the site is like and how to use it. 4MD is a private physician collaboration network. It is accessed at www.4md.com, and we will give you a login which will consist of your email address and a password that you create. Our website, like I said, is 4md.com. We do not have a mobile app, but the site is mobile responsive, which means that if you decide to visit it on an iPad or an iPhone, the site will adapt and be flexible to your viewing device. Once you're logged in, you'll be connected to the AMSA Mentorship Program. So this is a closed group that, as I said, is only available to those AMSA medical student members and you, the physician mentors. It will consist of content that we populate and create amongst those 5 topic areas, as I mentioned: preparing for the match, succeeding in residency, wellness strategies, tests and rotations, and career planning. So when you log in, you'll see a chronological feed such as this, which might include testimonials from other physicians, other mentors, as well as content that we source. So for example, one of our partners is MedPage Today. 3 things to know before your residency interview. And of course, this will all be applicable to the students. Beyond that, of course, is the AMSA group itself. So this is the homepage for the AMSA group. You can find some information about the program, the leaders of the society, and at the bottom here, all of our physician mentors will be listed. And now this might be cumbersome to scroll through, which is why you can visit the private mentor section within this group. That's accessible by clicking on this network button, which I have open here in the following tab. You can see this network menu is now opened, which includes all AMSA members, all of the students grouped into those 5 categories, and you, the AMSA mentors. This is a private group only for the mentors where you can see the other physicians who have agreed to mentor students. So this is kind of the basis of the community and how it's set up, but how do you actually use it? Once you log in, we'd love for you to start discussions to discuss your career with students. The way to do that is to click the Start Discussion button from any page of the site. It's at the very top of every single page. Once you click that, you can start a discussion of your own, such as, how I decided to become an anesthesiologist. So you could write your text, whatever the topic may be, and we're available to help you kind of think of those topics and whatever they might be, as well as stimulate some ideas for you. If you'd like, you can add images, documents, videos, web links, or even start a poll. And then you share it in the appropriate AMSA topic, whether it's career planning, preparing for the match, succeeding in residency, tests and rotations, or wellness. Then you'll scroll to the bottom of your page, click Start Discussion, and it will be shared with all AMSA members. So if your discussion went something like this: why I became a plastic surgeon, the students would then be able to read that and learn a little bit more about your career. And they might ask you a question. Whatever that question might be, and you're able to respond back and forth with them. So it's meant to be interactive. But the real way that we see you mentoring and interacting with students is through the one-to-one connections. So at the top of every page, you see this icon of a human with a red notification above it. For those of you familiar with Facebook, it's similar to a friend request. If you were to click on that, that will take you to your network connections page. And you can see this student or this physician has requested to connect with me. So you could accept that connection by pressing the button, or you could take a look at the student's profile to see why they're interested. Perhaps they are going to the same medical school that you attended, or they're from the same geographic area, or they're interested in your specialty, whatever the case may be. After you decide to accept that request, of course you don't have to. You can click there, and then you can begin the one-to-one private connection with that student by clicking this button here, Private Message. That will lead you to a page where you can then exchange messages back and forth with the student. So this is where we envision there will be a lot of mentorship taking place, a lot of advice shared back and forth. And if you're more comfortable, you can also share your contact information, and the student can. You can arrange a phone call or share your email addresses, or an in-person meeting if they're in the same area. But it's really up to you on how you want this relationship to go with your student. And we've also trained the students so that they know they can't just go out and request you to be their mentor off the bat. We'd like them to have some sort of common connection, whether it's based on your specialty, where you're from, where they're going to medical school, so that they can have an informed conversation, much like in real life, where a student wouldn't just go up to every doctor that they met and start asking them to be their mentor. So we really envision these relationships building over time through these private messages back and forth. And I have an example here of what that would look like over time. Of course, you'd have a conversation back and forth, and again, you can share resources through here, whether they be images, documents, videos, links. And whenever these are sent, you'll receive an email notification saying that Dan Schweber sent you a message, or whoever that person might be. And now you don't have to only select one student. You can mentor multiple students if you feel comfortable doing so. And the way that you would do that is if the student connects with you, you'd be able to message them all from your inbox, which can be selected by clicking this chat icon at the top, going to your inbox, and scrolling through. So, like I said, the two main ways to participate are by one, starting a discussion from any page of the site, and sharing a testimonial, whether it's about your career, how to survive residency, study tips, residency match tips, whatever the case may be, or through one-to-one connections, where students can request to connect with you and you can request to connect with students. And again, students can only message you if you have accepted their connection. So you won't be spammed or overloaded by students. You actually have to accept their connection before they can send you any messages beyond that. And the last thing, of course, for those of you who are not familiar with 4MD, would be your profile. So if you click this little menu bar on the right-hand side and click My Profile, that's where you can edit your profile, and we encourage you to do so. 4MD staff will be available to help you add a picture and so forth, but we really would like for you to at least add a little bit about your clinical or research interest. You can do that by editing My Profile. So you can change your short bio, for example. You could make that your short bio so that students could see that. You could add a more in-depth about section, maybe where you're from. You could add your work experience, your specialties, your education and training, as well as your social accounts, and a website if you would like. And again, we're going to help you set up your profiles, so we will pre-populate some of this information so you don't have to do as much. So of course, this is not interactive. This is normally where I would pause for questions, but if you have questions at any time throughout this program, whether at the beginning, if you're having problems with a student, whatever the case may be, you can always email us at mentor@4md.com. My contact information is available here. This is the conclusion of the AMSA Mentor Orientation session. Thank you so much for volunteering to be a mentor. This program will be launching very soon, and we will be in touch with next steps. Thank you.